Hey, what's up, guys? Spencer Rhodes here. Denise Cloyd is a character that was in The Walking Dead Season 6. She was killed off in her first and only season. Her character is a little bit different in the comics. In the comics, she lives slightly longer. She lives all the way to All Out War, which would have been Season 8 if they had followed the comics. So Denise would have lasted like 3 seasons. But she also kind of had a fling with Heath, and in the TV show, she had a fling with Tara Chandler. Actually, I mean, I say fling, but she honestly, I think she had pretty serious feelings for Heath in the comics. In the TV show, she had pretty serious feelings for Tara. But yeah, she's slightly different. I think the core of the character is the same. I mean, she's someone that's kind of normal. I mean, you know, she has doctor expertise and she's skilled in that area, but she's kind of normal. She's not really like a trained killer or a tough survivor or anything. But she's also kind of fierce about protecting other people that she cares about. And I mean, she seems like a pretty good person in both the comics and the TV show. And in both the comics and the TV show, her death is tragic, and she dies, you know, 2 completely different ways. I mean, she lives like 3 times longer in the comics, but yeah, in the TV show, she's in a handful of episodes, and she at first she's really scared, and she doesn't really want to do anything. She doesn't have a lot of experience as a doctor or anything. And Holly is very badly injured early in season 6, and she doesn't want to do anything, and she's scared. And eventually she finds the strength and the bravery to try to save Holly's life. And although she fails and she's upset, other characters remind her that she at least tried, and she kind of gets some character development in that moment. And later on, Carl gets injured. He loses his eye like he does in the comics. And Denise is, again, in the same situation, but this time she's ready, she's brave, she's determined to really give it everything she's got, and she succeeds in saving Carl's life. So that's the difference, and her character continues to grow and develop, and I liked her in the TV show. I mean, she was a really sweet person, and I did sort of like her dynamic with Owen. Owen was the leader of the Wolves, and they attack right around the time that the No Way Out part of the comic starts, where the entire Alexandria safe zone is surrounded by a herd of walkers. Owen had been captured by Morgan and locked up, and he breaks out and he captures Denise, and he and Denise start to like each other, not in a romantic way, just they start to like each other. Maybe it was a Stockholm syndrome or something, but he kind of starts to wonder if he wants to be a villain anymore. Maybe he wants to start helping people, and he gets bitten, and Denise still says that she'll save him and she'll cut off his arm, because I think he got bitten in the arm. And then Carol shoots him because she still thinks that he's a bad guy, and he dives after some walkers to save Denise, and Denise runs off, and so he basically sacrifices himself to save her. And she just continues to grow a little bit and develop a little bit. My main problem with the character was that her story arc was kind of rushed. Like, I get that she goes from being somewhat of a coward and not wanting to step up and be brave, but then in episode 14 of season 6, when she dies, you know, she goes on this run with Daryl and Rosita, and she didn't have a lot of scenes with either character, and all of a sudden she's just like, she's giving speeches left and right, and it's just like, just stop. Where did all these speeches come from? Like, it just seemed kind of forced, and you could tell that they were trying to force her character to get killed off. And I mean, I liked what they were doing with her up until her death episode. I liked her slow character development, but all of a sudden she wants to give like 17 different speeches, and she wants to go out and be super tough, and I could understand that part, but the part where she gave a bunch of speeches to Daryl and Rosita was just kind of out of left field for me. I thought it was kind of forced, and you could tell that they were only doing it because they wanted to make her death tragic. You know, she's telling Rosita and Daryl things that they need to hear, but before she can finish, she gets shot through the eye with an arrow by Dwight. And, you know, that's sort of the point. It's tragic, but I think they just kind of forced her death And yeah, do I think they killed her off? Yeah, I'd say they killed her off too soon, because I think they just kind of rushed her little speech thing, and she's trying to give speeches to Daryl and Rosita, and I didn't really understand that. Like why did all of a sudden she wants to give a bunch of speeches? Like, I don't know. I mean, maybe they didn't kill her off too soon. I don't really like how all of a sudden she's just like giving speeches, and then all of a sudden getting killed, and it was just kind of awkward. And as far as sad deaths go, it wasn't that sad to me. I kind of liked what they were doing with the character, but I don't think they developed her enough for me to really care that much when she died, because when she died, and I've rewatched the episode several times, but when she dies, I just don't feel that much of anything. I just don't care that much. The main reaction I had was, yay, it's not Abraham. And to this day, that's kind of what it is. I mean, it's still just me being happy that Abraham didn't get his comic death. They gave Abraham's comic death to Denise Cloyd. So, yeah, I think she was kind of. I mean, she had good character development, but all of a sudden they wanted to make her give dramatic speeches to Daryl and Rosita, and I don't think she earned that much. I kind of hate it when they do that, when they have these minor characters that just get these little bits of character development, and then all of a sudden they get this whole 42-minute episode about them, purely about them, and they talk a lot, and it's dramatic, and they develop a lot, and they give speeches, and then they die. They did the same thing with Harlan Carson in season 8. There's like this whole episode about Dr. Carson and Father Gabriel, and they're just developing Dr. Carson a shitload out of nowhere, and then they kill him off. It's just like, that's just weird. Like, can't you like spread it out a little bit? Like just make it more natural. Don't just have it all blow up in one episode where they suddenly get a shitload of character development and then die. Like, it's almost pointless at that point. Like, I don't know. It's just kind of stupid how they do that. But yeah, her character was just kind of awkwardly killed off, and I think a lot of people forgot about her because she was killed off literally 3 episodes before the big one where Glenn and Abraham die. She was literally killed off 3 episodes earlier. So I think once Glenn and Abraham died, people were like, Denise who? Who is Denise? Oh yeah, that one doctor woman that got killed by Dwight. Who cares? I mean, it was kind of unfortunate. I think as a death, it's okay. But I think that they shouldn't have given her so many speeches out of nowhere. Like, I don't know. That was kind of awkward and out of place. But yeah, I mean, I think her death's okay. I mean, I like some of her scenes. I think maybe if they had developed her closer to her death a little differently than they did, maybe it would have been okay. Because I like a lot of the character development that she gets before her death episode, before episode 14, where all of a sudden this 42-minute episode's all about her, and then she dies, and that's just kind of awkward. I mean, who knows? Maybe she should have lived. Maybe she should have gotten her comic death. I mean, there wasn't going to be Heath because the actor was wanting to be on 24. I mean, they already had Tara, so they were never going to do anything with Heath anyway. Even when Heath was on the show, they didn't want to have a Denise Heath romance, so I don't know. I mean, her death did serve a purpose. It made Daryl and Tara hate Dwight with a burning passion, and that carried on for the next 2 seasons. So there's a part of me that likes the way they killed her off, but there's also a part of me that just feels like it was just really awkward how they did it and how she was like giving these speeches and everything. And I don't know, maybe she should have lived a little bit longer, or maybe she should have just been developed differently before her death, because I mean, I did like the character. I mean, she seemed like a sweet person. I think the actress did a good job, and I mean, if she's gonna be like a sweet, gentle person, that usually gets you killed. So I don't know, but yeah. Anyway, that's all I have for this video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Don't be shy. Hit that like and subscribe. I'm not going anywhere. I make 1 to 2 Walking Dead videos per day, so please hit that subscribe button. Anyway, with all that said, I am Spencer Rhodes, and I will see you guys later. Bye.